Yeah, now let's get positive.
Starts of the week.
We've never done these back to back. I mean, this is. You realize how much more of this episode there is?
Oh,
Yeah.
I felt like we were at the end, and then I kept scrolling. And
No. We got all the matchups.
Megalodon.
All right. Quarterback start of the week, or as I like to call it, my board of the week. I'm going with Blake Bortles, baby. He's at home against San Diego, and they've all but given up.
Yeah,
I really believe that. I love the matchup. I love the momentum. Jacksonville hasn't won 2 games in a row in forever. They got 2 in a row right now. They're in Jacksonville. Bortles is very high on my rankings this week. So if you have him, I know you're a little bummed out over the last performance that you saw from him, but I have him at 8 this week, and I think he has the potential to be in that top 5 with a good week.
And I'm going with Eli Manning. Back to the Giants. He's coming off of the bye, and he just dropped 360-2 on the Patriots. He has a delightful matchup in Washington. So I really like Eli Manning. I believe he's as high as number 3 for me this week. So I love him. Love him with many smooches this week.
Yes. I love him as well. My start of the week sounds obvious at first glance. It is Big Ben Roethlisberger, but I know that there are a lot of questions coming in as to whether or not you start him. He's going up against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. That sounds terrible. And when you look at the stats on the year and you go, wow, the Seahawks, they're the 4th best against the quarterback. So they are what we thought they are, except they're not really. Because when you look deeper at the numbers, you see that they played Chicago without Jay Cutler. They played San Francisco with the Blaine Gabbert new back. They played Dallas without Tony Romo. They have a bunch of games where they shut down garbage quarterbacks. But Carson Palmer goes to Seattle, puts up 363 yards and 3 touchdowns, and the offense of the Arizona Cardinals are very similar to the offense with a healthy offense in Pittsburgh, where Bruce Arians is from. So I think Big Ben has a fine game. I have no problem starting him. I think he's like my 5th or 6th quarterback this week. So don't be afraid of the Seahawks. He's got enough weapons there to get it done.
All right, running backs. Mike, why don't you kick it off? My
Running back start of the week. Javorius.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, Jason's dabbing. We Googled what dabbing was. Don't worry, Foot Clan.
Yeah, we took care of that.
We looked it up. Had to do some research. I've never felt older in my life when I had to say, Google, what is dabbing?
Well, and the answer we got was great because dabbing is dabbing.
Yeah. It's a hot new dance, apparently, that the kids are doing these days.
It's a lot like a sneeze, but it's a dance.
Because
I can sneeze with the best of them.
So my start is Javorius Allen. He's coming. There's no one else really to take carries, and he's playing the Browns, one of the worst running defenses in the league. I expect lots of rushing yards and a lot of dump offs from Matt Schaub. So I love Allen this week.
My running back start of the week. You say that the Browns are one of the worst in the league, and they are. You want to know the only team that's worse than them? The San Diego Chargers.
Oh, man.
They have no running game. You saw that last week when Charkandrick West started tearing them up, went down, and then his backup came in and tore them up. So I'm going with the guy who we just said today has not scored 20 fantasy points in a single game, which is T.J. Yeldon. I love the start. I think they're going to be able to run on San Diego because, of course, they are. And T.J. Yeldon is super involved, gets the carries, gets involved in the passing game. Love him.
All right, I'm going to go with Thomas Rawls. Now, everybody who has him is probably starting him. But look, when you look at the numbers, Pittsburgh is number 1 against fantasy running backs. But I believe Thomas Rawls, the workload, we talked about Seattle, 147 yards a game average. Pittsburgh gave up a lot of yards and fantasy points to Frank Gore a couple of weeks ago, and Thomas Rawls ran like a maniac last week. So I'm very confident starting him in one of my 2 running back spots. My wide receiver start of the week is actually Stevie Johnson.
Ooh.
Stevie Johnson faces Jacksonville. He's really their one viable passing option right now. 7 catches in back-to-back weeks. He hasn't done a ton with them. Been very good in PPR, so in PPR leagues, I'm really confident starting Stevie. But he's my start of the week at the wide receivers.
My start of the week is a bit of a gamble, but, I mean, that's what he is every single week that you play him. It's Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson is back. He is finally healthy. He's a big boom or bust candidate, but if you're going to boom, you're going to boom against the New York Giants secondary. So this is a game that Vegas says has it's got the second highest line for total points scored. If you're Kirk Cousins, you're looking to get, Deshaun Jackson free over the top. So I think this is a game you can play him, and he could, very well catch one of those 60-yard touchdown bombs this game.
And I'm going with Travis Benjamin because Josh McCown is back. Josh McCown is going to drop bombs. That the last time McCown faced Baltimore was that huge game, the 400 yards.
plus yards.
And in that game, Travis Benjamin put up 6 for 83. So I like Benjamin this week.
Okay, let's go to the tight end position.
At the tight end position, I am starting Rule 86, everybody, Rule 86, because he faces the Giants. And this is only if he's healthy, because we know the MCL is a big part of his game, as well as Antonio Gates. He's expected to play, and the Giants are horrific against the tight end. So I think that Jordan Reed from Washington can have a huge game, and I'll leave it at that. What?
There was a listener who wrote in this morning and said we are the MCL to their fantasy football game.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
All right, I am going with my special man, the butter man himself, Betty Crockett Gilmore.
Oh, my God.
Betty Crockett Gilmore is my new favorite player, just because I love butter so much, and he reminds me of it.
Betty Crockett Gilmore.
Betty Crockett Gilmore.
Still. Oh, my goodness.
So here's the deal. He's about the only option left over there with Jay Cutler going down. Normally backup quarterbacks, you've seen him come in and use the tight end more. Steve Smith is gone, a good pass-catching option, and Justin Forsett is gone. And Crockett Gilmore has been more and more involved. Last week he had over 100 yards, and this week he's going up in Cleveland against a team that is, able to give up plenty of yards. So I think Crockett Gilmore is both a safe play, and he is a good option to get a touchdown this week, and that's what I look for in a tight end.
And that's really exactly what I was going to say, which is that you want to have a nice floor for your tight end position. There aren't a lot of guys. I mean, people like Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce hasn't had a lot of boom games, but he gives you a nice floor. And the guy that I like for that, and my start of the week at the tight end position is
start of the year.
Pretty much. Third time I've done it, but his ownership percentage doesn't reflect. You got to start him. Delaney Walker against Oakland, okay? And it's not just because this Oakland matchup, right? Like they did that. They gave up a ton to tight ends the first 4 weeks. They haven't been as bad since then. But Delaney Walker has 6 or more catches in 5 of 6 games. That's exactly what you want. Potential for a touchdown. Marcus Mariota is my stream of the week from yesterday. So Delaney Walker, you can roll him back out there if you enjoyed him last week.